South Africa free, Mr. Botha. How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die for their liberty? Lord, how many more before you set South Africa free, Mistress Thatcher?
Yes, indeed, a pleasant good night to all and sundry, East, West, South, South, Central, or present Tobago. And wherever you are, streaming on the World Wide Web, a pleasant good day to you. Yes, this is the Corridor Transformation. Your host, Lennox, of course, my standard, if you want to say, colleague, the businessman, for want of a better term. But the fact of the matter is that, of course, we are here and we are, of course, engaged at this point in time. There are several issues that I'm dealing with at this point in time. Let me just make sure. Oh boy. Trying to get some technical work here done. Let me see. Bam, put that there. All right, let's see. Yes, indeed. Okay. So once again, of course, a pleasant good night to all and sundry, East, West, South, Central, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are, streaming on World Wide Web, a pleasant good day to you. My apology, of course, for the tardiness of the commencement. Let me just make sure that we have. Right. I think I am ready and able, and of course, is up. Of course, we are on YouTube, don't forget, and we are on, of course, Facebook as well. Don't forget, of course, to find us on YouTube. All you do. Make it very simple. We say log into Corridor Transformation. That's all. Corridor Transformation, and you'll get to us one time. And of course on Facebook, well, of course you log on to you log on to Alpha John, and of course, as you know, our substantive page has been hacked into, and if you go there and you log on to Corridor Transformation on Facebook, you'll get a set of lewd and nude, of course, pictures, and you will say that the Oxford, of course, is a rude fella. But that is, we are yet, of course, to get rid of that particular page. So I don't want you to go there. Where I want you to go is at Alfred John, as we, of course, look at for some time now, I must admit, the source of that hacking into our Facebook page. So do not go Corridor Transformation on Facebook. Go Corridor Transformation on YouTube. And on Facebook, it is Alfred John. I think, of course, how many more must die? I think it's a very important piece of music. It tells a very poignant story. Let's hear it again.
On the news each day, human lives are blown away. Mothers and fathers crying, burying their dead and dying. How many more hide and stay? Death is the highest price. Death is the total sacrifice. Yeah, brothers rather commit suicide than continue with apartheid. I just beg me, Father, each day. Tell me, Father, tell me, how many more must die? How many more? How many more must die? How many more? How many more must die for liberty? Well, how many more before you set South Africa free, Mr. Botha? How many more must die? How many more? Mistress Thatcher? How many more must die? How many more? Mr. Reagan?
Don't forget, of course, the lines, but the line is open, of course, only WhatsApp, 337-6940, 337-6940, and don't forget, of course, those persons who believe that they can make a contribution because of your skill set and other factors, you're concerned about the East-West Corridor and Laventille, and of course Eastport has been in particular, well, of course, you are obliged to. I did not take a video of what transpired this morning, but I want to tell you that over 100 of the mainly young people came to register at our employment center that was open this morning. And I want to tell you, I was extremely elated. However, I want to tell those business people and those potential employers that when we approach you, when an agent of this facility approaches you, we expect that you are not going to discriminate but you're not going to discriminate based on residency. So when we say that or the potential employee is coming from Eastport of Spain, George Street, Nelson Street, Laventille, that you do not get into a fix and automatically say no, because that perception that all the people of Eastport of Spain and Laventille are not the people to be associated with or be in your employ. I want to also tell you that the center will be guaranteeing that person be of good character and is able, of course, to deliver the work with a high degree of honesty, a high degree of industry, a high degree of customer-friendly propensity, so that your investment in that particular employee, potential or real, would be, of course, be satisfactory to you and your business. That's all we ask. Give them an opportunity, because we have read the right act to them. We make them know that they are the face of the new transformed Eastport of Spain, East-West Corridor, Laventille, Beetham, Silats, and therefore there should be no discrimination based on residency. So please, one of our agents will communicate with the business person who wants, of course, business or government or statutory agency that may want employees, and once, of course, they are suitably qualified or they meet the criteria that is required, we expect that they will be employed. We're not pushing anything down anybody's throat. We're not making any demands. We know that there is competition for employment, but we want to make certain that the playing field is level and that that man or woman gets a fair bite and, of course, the opportunity to serve and to be employed and to gain an income. That is what this is all about. So once again, I make an appeal to the potential employers that when we call on you and we ask you to employ any individual whose residence is in Eastport of Spain, whether George Street, Nelson Street, Laventille, Beetham, Silats, etc., that you do not discriminate. What you do, you look at the qualification criteria, and of course with our recommendation, we hope that that person qualified sufficiently to be employed based on your own standards, that person will get the job, and the question of residency will not be a factor in determining that, particularly if it is one of a negative perception. Let us not waste time with that. And we are going to, of course, look at these matters. We are not insisting on anything. All we are saying, give them an opportunity. We will do the preliminary training here. We will, of course, also project to them that they will be the face of the organization that would have gotten the job for them, and therefore, in such circumstance, we hope that they would respond appropriately. Of course, human nature as it is, there are those who may fall by the wayside. But let's go straight to the line immediately. A pleasant good night. Let me just take off this music here, and then, of course, we'll go straight to the line. Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. All right, good. A pleasant good night. Welcome to the Corridor Transformation.
Lennox,
Good night, my friend. All right, all we ask is that you speak a little louder because, of course, we sometimes have a audio issue inside of the studio. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Speak a little louder again, and of course, and that should make things all right. Go ahead.
right.
Great. Yes, that's all good. Go ahead.
What I want to talk about, I want to talk about the PRN president. I'm sure. I think we as a country have to fight as a health professional in the public sphere of patient care.
Okay.
So he has been segregated and then COVID patients themselves that people who are not vaccinated will get not get their first treatment.
Yeah, boy.
Now he is discriminated against the future of our country, our kids.
Yes.
Our current prime minister has made current health a priority, and he continues to speak gospel of the PNM. And in half of the country, we should have filed it a long time because the taxpayer is paying for his giving him salary.
Yes.
I don't know why he's keeping it, but you have to find a way to expose it. And how to expose it? During the commission of the inquiry,
Uh-huh.
let them bring it forward and ask him some hard questions. How many persons, how many lives of persons who were not vaccinated,
Uh-huh.
the patient care was arrived and facilitated the quick device. That is the question we have to ask him now. He must not be right here. I'm very annoyed about him and his appearances.
Thank you very much, of course, and that is a matter I'm sure that will be attracting the attention of the present administration, because these iniquities and these discriminatory acts and these draconian measures that would have, of course, engendered or laid the platform for these actions that have, of course, affected the quality of life of many of our citizens needs to be investigated. So I too, like you, would call for a commission of inquiry in order, of course, to treat with the circumstances that would have led to this, of course, what I consider to be unacceptable state of affairs, and of course deteriorating in the process the quality of life of our citizens that would have been subjected to that arbitrary action by the Rowley and the PNM administration. Remember that, of course, he told the public servants, I remember that very distinctly, that if you don't take the vaccine, you can't come to work. But more than that, if you decide, of course, to stay home, then, of course, you will be taken off the payroll. That is draconian. That is evil. That is wicked. That is diabolical. That is, of course, Massaday's return type scenario. But that being as it may, of course, I have my colleague with me, who, of course, is a standard, as I say, a man in the community, a businessman who, of course, has made his mark and has been here with me on a nightly basis. So without further ado, let me, of course, have him make his introductory statements, and then, of course, we will move further. I want him to come a little closer to me and not go away, because, of course, he will not be captured in the, of course, picture that we have on screen as we speak. Go ahead.
Good night, everybody. My deputy leader.
Shift to me. Don't lean the other way. Don't lean to the wall. Lean to me. All right, good.
My
Beautiful.
deputy leader. My leader, Kamala Prasad, and people in the ministry, the parliamentary representative, tonight. But why I had to say it tonight? Considering this topic Mr. Lennox talked about. You know, we have so much life loss in Trinidad under the Cuban and Tobago under the Cuban. And you know, the world body sent so much money here for us, so much 100 millions sent to us, US. How much money sent to us, but anyhow, I don't know who this money went to, where it goes.
Lean to me, please.
I don't
yes.
know where this money went to, where it go, how much people benefit off it. You understand? I know it personally, I am benefit nothing off it. But I asked you this question, where the government do with this money? Anybody can tell me where the government do with this money? Where they invest it to? Where it go? You understand? I don't know where it go.
Well, of course, Kamala Prasad Bissesa on the campaign trail did, of course, allude to a possible commission of inquiry into this matter. Because let's face it, you know, I probably would have been in a very unique position to interact with the persons who were supposed to be a beneficiary of some of the financial assistance that would have been provided, having, of course, closed down the entire economy, particularly those, of course, in the retail business and in the entertainment or quasi-entertainment business. So for example, those persons who would have been in food, like selling doubles, etc. But of course, we have to be interrupted. We take, of course, callers. We give callers priority, so we have to pause here. But I will return to this topic after the callers' intervention. President Knight, welcome to the corridor. Yes, man. Yes. Oh, I see.
Good night to you.
Thank you very much, and I trust that you were referred because I'm looking at the system and I'm not seeing any disruption. So I hope that people will call in to find out whether they are hearing callers in particular. Let's go to another call. President, good night. Welcome to the corridor. Welcome to the corridor. Go ahead. Oh boy. Good night. All right, I'm not seeing it coming up on the system.
Good night.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm hearing you. I'm trying to fix something here one time because, yeah.
You can tell me you spend $32 or $33 million on White House, and you place a calabash.
Yes. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. I'm trying to see what has gone wrong because, yes, I concur the first callers concerned that it appears that there seem not to be audio going out. And let me just see if I can make some adjustments. Oh boy, we have another call. President, good night. Welcome to the corridor. President, good night. Yes, man. Are you hearing outside the callers? All right, good. Okay, I realize that. All right. Let me just try to fix that. Yes, call back. Thanks very much for your patience and your concerns. Let me see. What is the problem? Bram. Let's see your microphone. Let me just see. Let me see what's happening here. Let me see. All right. So call in now and let me see if that matter has been resolved. All right, let me just play a piece of music there and see whether or not the system itself has been rectified. No.
I hear them say, death is the highest price. Death is the total sacrifice. Yeah, brothers rather.
All right, okay. Thank you very much for those initial callers who, of course, brought to our attention that there is a volume, audio problem outside it. Let me take this call.
How many more must die? How many?
President, good night. Once again, I hope that things have improved or not. Let me see. Go ahead, caller. Oh boy. All right, let me just. Yeah, all right. Let me make some adjustments again. Go ahead, speak. So I'll try to do it whilst you are on air and we have engaged your attention. Bam. Why it is that there is a little issue here that I need to address. Go ahead, caller. Make your point so we could make some adjustments. Caller? All right, let me see if we can play some music and see if we can rectify that problem. This person asked for this song. Let me get it.
To build a strong and better nation.
All right, let's go again.
So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother.
All right, a pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor. All right, okay, no. Something is, something is wrong. Yeah. Let me check it. Stay on the line, please. Let me see if I can rectify that. All right. Telephone. Let me see. Yeah. All right. Let me see why this is getting on like that. This is the phone here. This is the system. All right. I know what I'm going to do. Of course, we seem to have a technical problem. I'll close you off, caller, and I have to go probably behind the computer to see what is happening. So let me just cut off here. I'll give you a picture of the audience, and then of course I will go to the back of the system and see what is happening. All the time. People, of course, you would forgive me for that little break, but I wanted to make sure that the system that we have is in place. Let me just play another piece of music to see whether or not.
Come my sister, and let us build a nation.
All right. Looking good. All right, so call in, of course, the number to call is 337-6940. Yes, indeed. People, of course, well, you would hear interaction between, of course, the audience. People just walk off the streets and can come and sit down and listen to some serious developmental issues as we, of course, move forward with, of course, the transformation process that is required. We must have, of course, a concept as to who a citizen is. And what a citizen is in the context of the corridor transformation, and of course in the new dispensation as we move forward. Well, I want to tell you that my concept, and I believe that it is the government's as well, and that is of course to have a literate, I talk about technologically literate population, and of course that will be fizzled down or will be tapered down to of course the individual. So computer or technologically advanced, they are law-abiding, very important, they are law-abiding, very industrious, meaning that they want to work, they can work, and of course very patriotic, so they make their contribution to Trinidad and Tobago, and not to, of course to some self-serving, selfish, narrow of course consideration that of course would only benefit the individual as opposed to the development of Trinidad and Tobago as we move unanimously and together in order, of course, to advance the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. After all, we are considered to be, of course, the gem of the Caribbean economically, but our per capita GDP is put at something like $21,000, much better than any one of the other Caribbean islands, particularly those in CARICOM. And we must be able to understand our role, and therefore the ability to understand your role and responsibility as citizens is crucial in this whole process. But of course, as I said to you, and I began the process last night, that of course in the context of Laventil, the east port of Spain, and moving farther afield, that geographic space that occupies part of the what is considered to be the hinterland of the northern range, we have developed, of course, a socio-economic and psycho-cultural package based on, of course, some observations and data that would have been collected. And last night, of course, we went and you saw where, of course, consideration was given as, for example, as to the amount of parlors and shops that would have closed down in the Laventil context. And, of course, and the degree to which, of course, that is something we'll discuss tonight with, of course, our stationary businessmen. The impact that has not only on business and people's entrepreneurial spirit, but also how it would have affected, and obviously the answer has to be negatively, the general population in terms of accessing, and of course the cost of basic items, whether it's food items, whether it be, of course, building items, whether it be construction items, whether it be, of course, the acquisition or the development of infrastructure, whether it's roads, whether it's drains, or whether, of course, is making certain that some of our alleys and valleys are turned into something that the population that would have settled there could utilize and gain access to their homes and businesses, etc. But let's go to the lines. We always give way to the lines, and let's see if we are in a better state at this point in time. Pleasant good night, welcome.
Good night.
Pleasant good night, welcome.
Pleasant good night to you.
Yes, we have it. Go ahead, man, go ahead, we have it now. Everybody is hearing you across the globe at this point, yes.
So we
Hard
all
work,
like
huh?
one.
Yes.
Pleasant good night to all your listeners
Yes.
and contributors.
Yes, thank you very much.
Channel
Yes. Go ahead.
Right, so, now, Uncle Lennox,
Yes.
now, on your topic tonight,
Yes.
that the employers of successful businesses in
Yes.
the East-West Corridor of St. James, Dorastawa,
Yeah.
right? And all these areas and them. I think that there is time that we really with due diligence and vetting of the workers and them,
Yes.
that they should able to hire them because they, how to say it, they created jobs for them.
Right.
But you see, the PNM never cares about making these citizens in the area independent.
Right.
You see how they went back and vote in a certain way because the food card, social welfare grant, they make it a way of life and a little quick fix in the URP CPEP for the women's program, right? So that is why they can insult them and embarrass them. But through upliftment now, when they get to these companies and them, which is recognized on the international scale as manufacturers, right? They now could get the benefit is to go to the bank to get loans guaranteed so they can obtain themselves in other ways of obtaining a home, fixing their home, and bettering themselves in branching off in other small businesses if
Right.
they choose to.
Right.
So when now our economy is down, they will want to use it. But now the question is asked, and I hope that the citizens now, listen to this one,
Go ahead.
that they will see that the PNM was lying to the citizens how much revenue and whatever and how they was taking care of this country. So which means they were never doing things for the people and citizens of this country. Uncle Lennox, I'll leave it there. I hear the phone ringing.
Yes,
I'll call it back later.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, of course, for that contribution. Well, of course, somebody is on the handset, and we still have to use this hybrid system. So we have gotten the system itself, of course, working, so we could converse from the system. But then, from time to time, people call on the handset, and we have to put it to the mic. So, President, good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Good night, you, Lennox. We're trying to get you on YouTube. How are the
It's very simple now. Just log into Corridor Transformation on YouTube. Corridor Transformation, and you should get you that should take you there.
That's all now, right?
That's all, yes. And of course, just to make sure that you have the right program. Of course, well, you know, when it is live, there will be a red little rectangular area that says live. But more than that, you can look at the date itself. So you look at today's date because we are dating all of the programs so that people are not confused with a previous program as opposed to the current or contemporary one.
All right, great, lovely.
Yes, okay then, yes. Yes, indeed, of course. And share, because we want every night, of course, to look at some 40,000 viewers. And of course, by the time the month finishes, well, of course, we are looking at more than that. Let's go to the line. Boy, tonight, we are extremely busy tonight. A pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor. Pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Good night, Mr. Lennox.
Good night to you.
Good night. It's me again once more.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Lennox, listen, I saw what's your name is? Penny.
Yeah.
I saw Penny talking about no honeymoon for Auntie Kamala. But
yeah.
I want to tell Penny, you sit there for 9 years and see the PNM mash up this country. They make all kind of backdoor deals, all kind of things. You said nothing, and you come to tell this country about no honeymoon for Auntie Cans. Auntie Cans no honeymoon. Auntie Cans is a worker. She has always been a worker, and she come out to fix this country. And one of the things I'm looking forward to is to see every single one of all in that former government, right, with silver bracelets and blue lights, will be visiting all very soon. That's that old talk. And all you look at the White House, $32 million, $32 million, right? And the White House like a labas. Which is really going on in Trinidad and Tobago. But don't worry, God will sleep. You understand? But God will visit all very soon. And you are gone.
Yes, my friend. Yes, my friend. But I want to reverse that on Penny, the current leader of the opposition that was inaugurated just about 2 days ago. I want to tell her there is no honeymoon for the opposition. Let me repeat, Penny, there is no honeymoon for the opposition because, of course, you will have to bear the brunt and pay the price for your iniquities over the last 9 years. And of course, as they are unfolded, then of course, clearly we are a democracy, we are a civilized society. So here what? The criminal and civil judgment will be, of course, enacted in order for you to understand that you cannot make those kinds of brash, bold statements when you know that, of course, like a boomerang, it will just reverse on you. Let me introduce some, of course, my colleague, of course, and businessman. I want to tell, of course, the people in the audience, you cannot make loud conversations here, because of course the international community will also hear you and you may be disruptive as well. So speak a little softer. We're not telling you don't speak, but speak a little softer so our microphones will not pick it up. Otherwise, we may have to, of course, to get headphones and so on. And I don't like headphones, but we'll have to get some in order to keep the audience noise out of the arrangement. Of course, at some point in time, I have no difficulty. We'll have, of course, a mic in the audience where, of course, the people can make their contribution, or we can bring them right here and sit down with me in order, of course, to engage, because this is about transformation. It is about democracy, and democracy, of course, is a government by the people, of the people, and for the people. What does that mean? It simply means that at the center of all of the decision-making processes and process in a country, the people is most fundamental. Go ahead, my friend.
Before we get this,
Just lean towards me and
when we get this problem just now with the mic, and I say something just now.
Go ahead.
So it have two things I want to say. Where my colleague tell me my prime minister is being seen about it. It will have an investigation about it. The money we was given for us under the COVID, so much 100 millions, where it gone? Who see about it for the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago? Who get and who get? Nobody know where it gone. Number two, the business sector, especially I feel it a lot. I feel it down to my bone as a businessman, because I just come into a business, had to pay rent, had to go through certain thing between the misunderstanding between the crime and all them kind of thing. I go through a lot. I lost. Right now, my rent eating me up. I had to survive. The bank wasn't taking me on no deal.
All right, look, well, we have to pause for a cause as we, of course, give priority to the callers. Pleasant good night, of course. This is a caller from the United States. Am I correct?
Yeah. Hey, Ken.
Yes, man, Ken. You are in the United States, right? Not Canada. United States.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flora, West Palm Beach.
Yes, right. Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead. Make your contribution.
Lennox,
Yes.
you all getting the PNM scared, man.
That is good. That is good.
Yes.
No honeymoon
Yes,
for
yes.
them in opposition. But go ahead.
You're scared them.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Right. Yeah, but all the time they wasn't saying anything.
Yes.
9 years and a half. They wasn't saying anything. Now they come out brave and talking, they're doing this and doing that. They never did anything. So,
Yeah.
so I wanna know what they're trying to prove.
Yes, indeed.
You know?
But you see, what we are really seeing is a case of a poor attempt of reverse psychology. You see, there is a psychological scenario where, of course, aggression is the best form of defense. We saw it, of course, with that Panamanian leader. What's his name? I don't know. But at any rate, he had a cutlass and he said that if America come here, so and so, well, of course, commandos came into Panama and, of course,
Right.
kidnap him, and he ended up making a jail, of course, in the United States. So we have people like that, and of course, the PNM is in that phase. They are attempting, of course, to try to sanitize themselves. And we heard, of course, Al-Rawi, for example, if it wasn't political, one would say that he's inciting, of course, violence, because he was talking about,
Right.
you will see, of course, the persecution of former PNM ministers, etc. So, of course, he's trying, of course, to soften the blow, and therefore the whole question of blue lights and silver bracelets visiting them. But go ahead, my friend.
Lennox,
Yes.
you put them in the cemetery and you bury them 12 feet.
I hear you. Not 6, 12.
Done.
I
Go.
hear you.
They're not gonna come back over there. They're not.
Good.
Never. Because all of them cut off from the same cloth, you know.
Oh yes, indeed.
So what make a difference?
No
If
difference.
they have done thing 9.5 years, all of them sit down, have this man doing all kind of stuff, Rolly. And you ain't stop him. You ain't say nothing. No. What make a change? Anything different? All right, Mr. Lennox, let's see nobody get chance now.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And of course, there is always, when a new leader emerges, as we saw for just about 3 weeks, and a leader emerged as a prime minister young for 3 weeks. And here is a new PNM. The same thing now with, of course, Penelope Beckers. So we know that it is self-catharsis, of course, purging, and of course, attempting to tell us that these old wines are now somehow attracted to new bottles. But we know them inside out, and therefore they will not be allowed to, of course, reign in any significant way in terms of raising their heads. But you had a very important point to deal with, of course, COVID. Go ahead.
As I said, 970 Bank, I said in all my documents and all kinds, 970 Bank come to my rescue as a businessman who looking to excel in society then, and excel with in my business under the COVID and thing. Then step I try to see if I can get in to get some money from the government. Nice step that I get, because I hear we was entitled. I still struggling. I still have bills to pay. I still have rent to pay. Sometimes I have sleepless night. I can't sleep because I have 3 daughters. Nobody helping me. Nobody helping me. I have 3 daughters. I had to see about sent to school. Sometimes I can't even sleep. I hear for country. That's what I hear for country, putting aside in me. When I go through this election, I never take a cent. Ask nobody for nothing. They're saying then, hey, he come for money, he come for this, he come for that. I go through this because I love of my country, I love of the people who going there. I want to come in power, UNC, because I didn't want a change. Because I feel if I get a change, something good will happen to me. Because I listened to Ms. Kamala throughout this election, and she speaks highly and proudly about the people in the country and developing the people in the country, and the things where the government do bad to the people in the country, and that was enough for me. So I sacrificed my time, leaving my business in my other half, and I come and campaign with this government. So I find then the system where this last regime set up was very terrible. I get burned in it, and I get burned a lot, because I save my money, scrape, save my money to open my business. And it's hard.
Let's go to the lines. Yesterday, of course, a pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Doctor?
Pleasant good night to you.
Yes. Doctor, good night.
Good night to you, my friend.
Good night, Trinidad and Tobago. Good night, worldwide. The Obia man, like his Obia not working again.
Well,
Anyhow,
it is said that
like,
of course
like,
evil
like the
cannot
Obia
prevail
turn
over
back
good.
and jump on him.
Yes.
Hear how the PNM had decided to fix Trinidad. Them closing down everything, right? That's how them was fixing Trinidad, right?
I see.
When they went, thousands of people gone home. They wasn't satisfied with that. They closed down Petrotrin. Thousands again gone home, right?
they want to privatize they want to privatize the wharf. They want to privatize Wassa. That's how that bunch of dunce, because I see them as a bunch of dunce people. You understand? And that's how them just decide to fix Trinidad. Close down everything, sell out everything. Right? They wanted to pass a law for 8,000. If they catch it out of seatbelt, you have to pay $8,000. Right? Now, when they send out more than 1,000 people,
just hold on.
You hear me, Doc?
Yes, go ahead, my friend. Go ahead. We have another caller on the handset, but go ahead.
Yeah, something. I hear a echo on something wrong, eh? Yeah. Anyhow,
just hold on, caller on the handset. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, my comrade. Go ahead,
my friend. Go ahead, my friend from Mongdo. Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. And no, I don't want to stay too long, right? Okay. But when the president had the list, the police commissioner and Rowley make them send it back, right? That was he break the law there. That's so.
I hear you. Yes. Of course, they said that it infringes
he break the law,
fundamental law.
Right, and in other instances where he break the law, nobody to send you home. You understand? Right? And no, the past there's no merit points because that affected me, right?
Yes.
That is our bread and butter you're talking about, right? It affecting us.
Yeah, and transport
so all of that stupidness what he do, send home this one and send home that one and thing. He's come out to attack the maxi and the taxis and right?
Yes.
Or what the children, them drivers children, right? He don't care. When and not only he the whole bunch of that pay them, you understand? When them send we home, how we children going on it?
Yeah.
Eh? So them don't care about we children at all. You understand? So that is why I showed you your man. Them is the send home government, we send them home now.
Flying colors.
Very good, man. Very good.
All right, my brother.
Flying colors.
Very good, my friend. Very good.
You know, as you say, this government tried to privatize the whole country. They must just sit down in their chair and live nice and enjoy the money from this one and that one. Remember this? I write out here, and here we're going. Them come with a sign, heavy vehicle will be passing up on the side, big sign. Right through the election, you know. Big sign. Who they get our money to? What contractor is going to do? Heavy vehicle will be passing up here. Big sign on the both side. On the street, in George Street side. Who get our contract? Where that money going? They just come yesterday and moved on the sign. Is a puzzle? Nobody can answer that one. We still waiting to see who's the contractor.
Oh my goodness. But of course, you made a very salient point about the past administration. Because when they were asked, when this very pointed question about why it is that there were so much potholes that endangering, of course, the motorists and pedestrians, and of course the general migratory on a morning and evening population. Let's go to the line. We always give way, of course, to the callers. Pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor. Welcome to the corridor. Pleasant good night.
I just want to say, please share, like, subscribe to the corridor transmission, and let us go out all over the world. Right, Mr. Smith is very hard work, bro. Of course, I feel sorry for you. I see we had a fair today where we had a lot of people coming inside of the work. A lot of people came in today, even after 6 o'clock today they came in. I don't know if anybody come after,
Still coming.
but a lot of people need jobs. We have a lot of single mothers. We have fathers who are also single parents as well. You know, a lot of them just want jobs to be able to sustain themselves and their children. And I was happy to see that they came out. Even though you're not in government and you're not able to do what it is you really want to do, you want to come in here. And I just hope the people in authority will see how hard they work. You know, if they don't know, we will tell them that you're working very, very hard. Sometimes we had to beg you to go and take a little nap because, you know, that could damage your health. You know, you need to see about your health as well. So the people who are in authority, please, we need to get where we need to get to. If all you could put Mr. Smith as a senator, as a minister, please do so. He's hardworking, very, very hardworking, and dedicated to everything that he does. Right? So he will be able to help as much people as he wants to. And maybe start back to school so he will be able to educate the children that we have on the street. We have so many young ladies outside there pregnant, unwanted pregnancies. You know, sometimes we make little mistakes in life and we can't judge anybody. We have a lot of these fellas who outside there who are themselves involved with wrong people. We need to get the community centers open up so, you know, people could go and learn something, at least cake making, you know, flowers, whatever it is we need to have them doing something. If they're doing something, you'll have less time to do crime, they'll have less time to do this kind of thing. And we have to put our input, we have to make our input, right? We don't want the senseless killing. There's too much blood on the streets, we have too much young people dying. It's too much. Right? And we need to try to make a change. Right? So, Mr. Smith, we have more than I want to say, but somehow when we have come on the line, I'll just forget everything that I want to say. So I want to congratulate you on your hard work. You know, we try real hard to campaign and you work very hard, everybody works hard. So I want to congratulate everybody, and when we win, we all win. But you have to be somewhere that we can help to get these children on the streets, these young men, and get these young women to do something with them. Right? So, have a blessed night.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, of course. And consistent with the sentiments of the caller, I would love every single person that is viewing now to share. Don't forget, share. Like. That is how, of course, we'll get the message to the world, and of course to those who are in authority at this point in time to, of course, assist in this transformation process. Let's go to the lines once again. Tonight is extremely busy, and of course we're looking good because we call it mainly from the system itself as opposed to holding up this handful. But go ahead, my friend. Yes.
Yes, good night, Mr. Lennox, listener.
Yes.
You know what's interesting? This short man who has to use a ladder to open a tin of condensement, right? The man got like humble pie. You know, he was looking for gas spin and thing when he was in Parliament, talking about gas spin. He raised the gases. People can't even drive the car properly because when they think about the gas prices, right? He put people in a quagmire, right? I see a reporter talking to him, and if you see the man, I saw God like he hit a barrel of humble pie. I said, look how humble you look, you know. I said, these people never forget that you're in government for 5 years. After 5 years is another story. I said, look at this big old scam, but you see the 3 point something billion dollars, you had an answer.
Yes, indeed. Wolf in sheep clothing. That's what he is. Plain dead, as the old people would say, to catch Kobo alive. But we know them, and they shall not escape. They like, of course, you know, a fox, the fox of course will go into a fowl pen or a coop, and then of course befriend the animals there, and eventually those animals become a meal for him. So playing dead to catch Kobo alive is what Ibsworth is engaged on at this point in time. Thanks very much for your contribution.
Okay, God bless.
Yes, simply, my friend. Let's go there. We have one on the system. So we have a dual system at this point where we're going to be, of course, using the hand phone as well. I thought I would have gotten rid of it by making the system itself function in the way that we'd like. But sometimes we have these off calls. So go ahead. Pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor. This is a call from the United States. Kind of where? Just a minute. Sorry. All right, good. Sorry about that. Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, pleasant good night, Lennox. So, how you looking sharp, so boy? Like,
But you know how it is. When you are free spirited, and when the mind is at ease, and when the detention would have subsided, or should I say dissipated in this case, then of course you can look as buoyant as you would like. Go ahead, my friend.
yes, because I realized that you was assigned. I hear you're in ministry now. You're in charge of
no such no such luck
hear what?
as yet.
Well, they gave you the thing to lock them up, you know.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you.
The silver bracelets.
I hear you.
But what it is, calling to let you know, is that synopsis where you just made earlier on concerning that the people of Labre and up on that side, they made a choice.
Yes.
And making the choice, they up in front of the class.
Oh yes, they took the class one time.
Whilst we are just there now in the back of the class. We in the class, but we in the back of the class.
Yes.
You understand? So we just gonna get, remember this thing, Lennox, you should know this. Like when you're in a class and in the front of the class they say this word, and by the time you reach down in the back it's something different.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So we don't want them to fall at the wayside by saying, well, they're forgetting we in the back here and saying, no. We going for the local election. All hands on deck. This is a next opportunity. In the Laventille area, this is a next opportunity. We need to go strong and hard and let the people understand. Let them see, test it. All they want to see, test it. Let me win the local election, and all they will see a difference, and then all they will realize what we was missing all the time. You understand? So let me get together. The people of Laventille, this is opportunity. Okay, all right. All they wanted to, you wanted to get some ministerial thing in the PN. All right, no problem. But let me test the local election. Give us the local election. Give us the chance to be the local election, and let us see the difference, and you will understand what we was talking about.
Thank you very much for that.
So everyone, and a special good night to your guests there.
Yes.
Yeah, good night to you.
Great guy, and just keep the pressure on, and don't take your foot off that pedal at all. Because we have no room. We have no room for draggers.
That's
going forward. All right, Lennox. So you have a pleasant good night, and tell Dada, and looking out for him. I ain't seen him.
Yeah. He was in the audience just now, and he just left. Apparently, the bugs might have, of course, taken a greater toll on him. The sleeping bug I'm talking about. Yes. All right.
All right. Pleasant good night again.
Thank you. Bye bye.
The caller before that say something, and and he said something about Mr. Lennox, my deputy, my leader for love. And it's really true. Mr. Lennox is a hard-working man for the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the people of the East-West Corridor. Mr. Lennox put his heart and soul anything he do. And he wanted to be successful whatever he doing. I stated we didn't really get to win our seat where I know we win and PNM have win bondage and the people that who take up this ballots, whoever do whether they have win bondage with the PNM. But Mr. Leonard would to put some way place in this regime, in this government, so you can make something work for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. He worth it to reach in some kind of, I don't know if Ms. Kamala Prasad, our mother of our nation of Trinidad and Tobago, watching the hard work this man putting down. You know much people coming here today? We here and people still coming. And Mr. Lennox is not no minister.
Don't get to lean on this side.
Yeah, sir. He's not no minister. He's not no minister. He have no portfolio right now, and he's still working hard.
You see, of course, we give way to the calls as per usual. President Naito, welcome to the corridor.
Lennox, I forget to say something here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Remember the White House instead of finding in dilapidated state?
Yes.
Okay. Listen to me well. It's come to mind. Remember the last president didn't want to stay in there because she has about your mother or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, this is my suggestion. This is my opinion. They never did anything with that White House. How much money? You see the money they spent behind that?
Yeah, 43 million.
Do we build it?
They get that paying job.
You know, they only said they spent money and they never did anything with that. That makes sense?
Boy, I don't know, boy. This man, this PNM and this
did you see the money that they spent in it?
Yeah. I just mentioned it. 40, 37. Oh yeah, all right, 37.
They never did anything with that place, man.
Yeah, they revised it to the
They get that paid job. That paying job they get.
Nobody could stay there. All right, that's my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much.
And they want
as a valid one.
They want my prime minister to go in there to get sick.
Yeah.
We mother our nation who fighting for we. You know what she go inside there and get sick? No, people, all you had to understand, Ms. Kamala, you know, all you had to side of you know, people saying all kind of thing. Is that what she doing? She don't want to go in the office, and this and Ms. Kamala smart.
Let's go to the lines. Let's go to the lines. We give way to the callers, of course. Pleasant good night to welcome to the corridor. Welcome to the corridor. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to find out something concerning that White House. That house.
The White Hall.
How much money they pay to repair that?
About 32 million, they say.
You're looking like it was only a paint job, you know. That looking like only was a paint job, the scrape and paint, because all the bad parts underneath it.
Yeah, my friend, it's a paint job alone.
All right. I know you have a call coming in there, but I observing that.
Yeah.
That
even if it's a paid job, it's a very expensive paid job.
Looking pretty, yeah?
But let's go to the lines. A pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Hello, good night.
Good night. Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling from Tobago.
Go ahead, Tobago.
All right, I'm just calling to endorse the past two callers and congratulate you.
Thank you.
I want to say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the diaspora abroad to recommend you, and to appreciate the work that you would have done. I sit and watch you many times, and admire the hard work that you have been putting in and continue to put in. And I salute you on that. And I wish you Godspeed to continue, and we all know that you'll be justly rewarded in due course. Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Really appreciate your intervention, and of course those very kind words weaved into it. Of course, is a tremendous amount of optimism, and I want to say from on this side, tremendous appreciation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But my friend,
That's my comrade.
I listened to you with respect, of course, to the period of COVID, when the government of the day responded to that, of course, what I consider to be almost terminal disease at one point in time. And they locked down the economy, they locked down the country. They started, of course, by keeping people out of the country, those who reached as far as Barbados and had their homes, of course, to see about, and some of whom got it vandalized as a result of the protracted stay because of the government not wanting, or put another way, give the responsibility to another country, Barbados in this case, for our citizens in the early days of the COVID. But you will also remember that before that, the Minister of Health was telling us that do not, of course, wear masks. Leave it for the persons who are at the forefront of the fight against COVID. We were told that. And we were also told that God is a Trini, and the possibility of the virus reaching Trinidad is almost nil. All of which turned out to be wrong. In fact, they went on to not only impose draconian restrictions through the relevant law relating to public health, but we must not forget that it even morphed, it metamorphosized into a state of emergency. Don't forget that. So while, and at the same time, ironically, or should I say stereotypical of this government, of that government, of course, giving themselves self-praise, they told us that they were #1 in the world in terms of the response, and it turned out to be a bogus projection onto the people to give themselves this accolade that never existed. But I want to get back, of course, to your concern with respect to businessmen, because you see, there was about $22 billion that was allocated. Among the reasons or the rationale for that allocation, as they dipped into the Heritage and Civilization Fund without accounting even to today, and I'm sure, of course, the present government is looking into it, because there must be some kind of commission of inquiry as to the reason why, in spite of all of that, the billions that was spent and executed and at the disposal of the PNM administration passed under Rowley, over 5,000 of our citizens died. 5,000 died. And mind you, it is clear that many of those persons who would have died, and therefore persons who would have lost their loved ones, usually, of course, those persons who are senior citizens and may or may not have had comorbidity in order, of course, to accelerate the death, the ultimate death, by, of course, being unable to resist the disease. But I will continue after this call. A pleasant good night. Welcome. Pleasant good night. Welcome.
Doctor, good night again.
Yes.
I ain't staying long. I just called to let Trinidad and Tobago and the worldwide know, right? In my book, the thief in Lavantil. You understand? Until them could give me, until I could get proper proof what went on with that stolen of the numbers, to me, that is thief. That'll come out clean on that.
Yeah, I see like you take on that as a mission, boy. But go ahead. I love your tenacity. Go ahead.
I want to.
Oh, he is gone.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks very much, of course, for that intervention once again. But I'm saying all of that to say that a state of emergency, but that administration actually fomented, encouraged the deaths of our citizens, you know. So, barring the fact that they kept our citizens out of the country and leave it to the responsibility of other countries that were so appalled by that evil act by Rowley and that they accommodated, of course, our citizens, whether it be in the Caribbean or in some metropolitan country that they found themselves trapped or entrapped in. Some of whom became vagrants, and of course they had to by way of the knee-jerk response, they said that the embassy in the United States, for example, in New York, was taking care of them, and it turned out to be a blatant lie. But the creme de la creme of indictment on the part of the Rowley PNM administration is when Rowley told the population of senior citizens in this country to go to designated stations where the vaccine will be acquired, and they had to do so because there was the, as typical of this government, coercive action by telling them that if you don't take it, you will not get your pension. Oh God, Rowley. Rowley is an evil man.
Wickedness in high places.
Evil. Imagine the people were laboring under and exposed themselves because you told them, whether directly or indirectly, because I know they're going to say that that was not part of the policy, but that was on the ground. That was all over the place. And I say so because they have demonstrated they have the capacity to do these evil acts. Remember, when they wanted, of course, to get the population of that registration of properties, they created a bogus letter, a bogus flyer, saying that it came from the office of the Commissioner of Evaluations, and the court said that that was a total lie and a concoction of Rowley and, of course, Imsburg. So we know that they have that capacity to deceive total con men and con women. Let's go to the lines. A pleasant good night. Welcome.
Hey, Lennox.
Yes.
You hear me good?
Loud and clear, my friend.
Right. Before I tell you, I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
The Prime Minister resident of Rowley in Tobago. He has to get out of there. He own that.
So he don't want to get out of there?
I know I asking you.
He has to get out. Yes, he has to demit all of the official public residences and or offices that he would have hold physically.
Right.
Yes.
No.
Or he would have occupied.
All right. No, I don't like to repeat myself, Lennox.
Go ahead.
But you see, that's still going on, and implementation and all this thing is getting worse, right?
Yes.
No. You remember I tell you, when you look at the cremation site in Carney, right?
Yes.
That was one of Johnny Abraham point to. He had police, not people, policemen station.
Yeah.
You think any double man can get killed? You not be there that time? What I'm trying to say, Lennox?
Go ahead.
The Prime Minister, some or the other, have to get Johnny Abraham back in the police force as quick as possible. Crime gets worse, Lennox.
I hear you.
Right? I don't know how she going to do it because I think this next fella...
Well, that's easy, man. She can give him a political appointment, an advisor, wherever it is, and so on, and that will solve the problem.
Yeah, and get this thing and stop this thing because it's crime getting worse and worse, Lennox.
Yes.
We need Johnny back in this office as fast as possible, boy.
Yeah.
And the next thing, what PNM have a new member in this short boy in Outlook. Who's he? Everybody Cuba Hospital can't pal all this thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes.
Who is he? A white CNC tree only particular I'm interviewing the idiots like them. Remember CNC tree? It's television station, eh? And they interviewing all these damn fools.
Yes.
Right? We need to stop doing that. Yeah. And you wouldn't even have enough doctors, but you're a bad man or what? Huh? Well, you know, he's a politician all by
well, yeah, of course, we have seen him fraternizing, of course, he's on public record, having fraternized, of course, with the last administration, and clearly his conduct, just as that of those two trade unions, whether it be teachers trade union. Unfortunately, of course, I was a practicing teacher, but of course, and it's a place that I revere. But the fact of the matter is that was a poor decision, designed, of course, to keep the PNM in office, as was, of course, amalgamated trade union as well.
When you're afraid of Lennox, all them no says, the governor man you have to go tell you, bye-bye, like what Jack used to say, I'm going to go back to the hospital, and he will be left with nobody. So he walked down on life easy money when he gets it.
Yes.
Look what he make up, yeah, saying them no says for Christmas.
Yes.
Until a biscuit, and all this kind of thing. And his own is the 1% ideal thing that to give away.
Yeah,
but yet, every night you come in some stupidness and C3. But if Kamala should be, if she should be allowed, if she, wherever she want to go, she could go. Who will stop she? The police could go to continue to lock you up. If you go to the residence, what shit going on there, no?
I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed.
As a matter of fact, you see all of them? The only safe thing you listen to is why talking to now, which is you and the World Transformation, and they go report in the morning.
I hear you.
I
hear you, my friend. Thank you very much, of course, for that contribution.
They can do what they want.
Okay, I hear you. Yes. Yes, indeed. Of course, very passionate, and of course, ardent, of course, contributor to the corridor transformation. But of course, I was making a point about, of course, the COVID and the response by the then government. I want to tell you my heartfelt, belated, at this point, condolences, of course, to the bereaved family, because these deaths could have been avoided. You see, when he, of course, he wrongly asked the people to come out into the various stations appointed, and then, of course, said that they will be vaccinated. It turned out that there was no vaccines. There was no vaccines, and people spent the better part of 3 days looking for vaccines because they believed that their pension was in jeopardy. Their pension was in jeopardy, Rauli. You created and concocted and manufactured those illusions and those deceptions in order to have your draconian, evil, wicked, and diabolical ways. You must pay for that, whether it be, of course, by the man-made laws or by the laws of the cosmos, because these evil acts cannot go unpunished. It is not a part of the unwritten law that such things must benefit the perpetrator. And I'm saying here that here it is. He left them there for 3 days, even though they had their mask. But the length of time that they would have remained there in the hot sun, good Samaritans had to come and of course, dip in their pockets to purchase or to rent tents and chairs for these senior citizens to sit down under. And of course, they must go to the bathroom because it's whole day. They must eat because it's whole day. It means therefore they would have taken off their masks in order to engage in those activities. They would have been in close quarters and they have to go to the bathroom because these community centers and or schools or health centers never catered, of course, for these large numbers of persons utilizing their bathroom or their toilet facilities. And so the virus spread as a consequence. And as a consequence of that, many died. Rowley is you and the PNM. Penelope Beckles is all you, and therefore you have no moral or ethical. You have the audacity, the temerity to talk about you're holding people accountable, that there will be no honeymoon. Well, I said to you that there will be no honeymoon for the opposition. You being, of course, at the helm at this point in time, belatedly and self-servingly, because you had a right to say, I don't want that work. That work is equivalent to a bouquet. A bouquet? No. A truckload of poison ivy That's what it is. A chockload of poison ivy that position, and we will hold you accountable. Let's go to the line, people. Pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Mr. Lennox, good night. Once more again, one for the road. Listen,
yes, man, go ahead.
I want to find out something from you. Dr. Rowley and Stuart Young, they cannot be charged for treason with the Delcy situation, that they brought these people into this country, right? And they lied to the country about oil and gas and COVID and all kind of thing. Could they be charged for treason?
I am sure.
This is my question.
I'm sure if the evidence is sufficient and relates to that particular crime, yes, because of course there must be evidential, probative evidence, meaning that it should be able to withstand the scrutiny in court, and therefore, of course, they can be. And I'm saying to you that is something that the present government has to exploit as well, because these people cannot commit to those heinous, murderous acts and get away with it scot-free, especially with augmenting their own salary or emoluments before they left. I have a serious problem with that, and we have to explore every possibility, including, of course, treason.
Okay, I go on, Mr. Lennox. God bless.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much. Same to you, my friend. Let's go to the line. We just have about 6 more minutes before the conclusion.
But this topic coming going. Question. Lennox, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Talk a little louder, that's all.
Right. All right. Now here, this topic going good. So let me ask you a question here now. Everything is set in stone that these people might be charged for whatever. You're thinking that this is the question here now. Would the police, the TTPS go after them, or they're going to delay it for the next 5 years? That is the question I want to know. If they have the guts to go after these people, because when all the evidence we have, and you give it to them, is them have to charge them, and them have to do whatever they have to do. Nobody else has to do that. So the question is the TTPS and them going to go after these people, or they're going to hold it for 5 years for the next election? That's the question.
Thank you very much. My response is very simple. I have unlimited faith in the sagaciousness of the present Prime Minister. I am also aware, as you must be, that they have smarter, brighter, and better lawyers than the PNM would have been able to garner, even when they had the coffers of the state at their disposal. They couldn't beat UNC determined, very eruditic lawyers. So I have faith in ultimately that that will be part and parcel of the matrix of what I consider to be activities of the present administration and consideration, because it is the right thing to do. It was an act against the public and therefore the citizens of this country that was unforced, that was unnecessary, but for the decision that was taken. And we are going to explore all of them, while of course we look at advancing. And talking about advancing, of course, I have another document in front of me that of course we may not have time to look at, but there's quite a lot of them. This is another one. This is another one. In terms of the transformation process that would be taking place, and some of the modules that we were working on many decades in order to transform Laventille, East Port of Spain, and the East-West Corridor, and use the model to be transplanted into other parts of the country, like of course Gun Hill in Point Fortin, and of course La Brea, etc. We are going to be comprehensive, and we are going to be absolute and total as we of course pursue the transformation of this community to one, as I said, a citizen that is law-abiding, that is highly educated, and can respond to his patriotic responsibilities. All right, so I just thought I will tell you that quite a number of documents, over 1,000 pages of documents we have to treat with the transformation process. So it's going to be along, as I said, of the PNM. When of course they were in government, that it would have been a long, tough period for them in office. When of course we have reposed onto ourselves, we have arrogated onto ourselves a long, and if tedious, but a very focused mission to transform Trinidad and Tobago by virtue of our efforts along the East-West corridor in particular. Any closing remarks, my friend, because we are almost there. We just have 2 more minutes.
My comrade, I asked you this question. Can this government seize all them people passport we know from the election and boundary, and the government we know will look to leave? It was me. And I do a crime, they will seize my passport. I can't move. I don't know if they could do that, because them people have a bunch of money, you know, they could go anyway.
But yes, of course.
They can go anyway.
Go to countries like Venezuela.
They can go and hide.
And Cuba.
And hide.
Yes,
it's time for we to prosecute some people like this to make a footstool in Trinidad and Tobago. Nobody in power must do that again to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Everybody in this country could be rich. Everybody could do something to better themselves, not exploit the people of Trinidad and Tobago to the highest. My closing comment, Mr. Lennox, would to get something good in this government. He's a hard-working man for this government and love. And I might cry right now to Ms. Kamala Prasad, and she parliamentary representative, because I know all of them have power in ministries and things, but Mr. Lennox have a different kind of power. And his power is the love of country and love of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So I believe they should treat him nice and lovely, you know. I and all would like to go down in the history of Trinidad and Tobago as a person who very brave and straight talk, and you know, I mean, for my country, because I say I give up plenty things to ride this mission, and as I tell you, I achieve nothing more than love for my country right now. So I in the same boat as my comrade, and I all I say.
Thank you very much, of course, for your confidence. I have confidence, as I said, in the decision-making processes and in the mind of Kamala Prasad Misesa, and of course, I'm sure that she will bring and influence, of course, the team to do the right thing for, of course, persons who have been at the forefront and at the wheels of supporting, advocating, defending, of course, the poor and downtrodden. And now that we have an opportunity to add some resources by way of the power repose, of course, in the team, because as a consequence of the April 28th general elections, I feel certain that it's just a matter of time. But of course, time, while it is extremely elastic in the context of human beings, there is a shelf life or a tolerance to, of course, engage in the implementation, because not only the implementation process is almost of an immediacy for this government, but of course the political cycle is 5 years, and 5 years come very quickly, especially when, of course, you have multiple varied ideas to address the multiple issues that is Trinidad and Tobago. So I share your view, I understand that, but of course the decision, if it was me, I put myself in a position one time, but it doesn't operate like that. So I want to tell the people, of course, tomorrow night, we will look at more specifically solutions rather than, of course, harping on some of the issues, but we are human beings, and therefore, of course, we must know where we came from and where we are so that we can advance. After all, it is said that only a fool doesn't learn from his past. So therefore, we have to go back, but at the same time, not live in nostalgia, not live, of course, in an anachronistic atmosphere. No, we want to go forward, we must go forward. And the people of today demonstrated that they are prepared, of course, to go forward. Over 100 of them came to register for various jobs tonight. After we finish here, we will be looking at the possibilities as far as opportunities for jobs are concerned and match, of course, those qualifications that would have been presented to us today with the job opportunities. Quite a lot of work. It means, therefore, I may be going to sleep about 2 o'clock and getting back up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning for the ground report. But that is the task that is ahead of us. And as we resolve and as we, of course, settle these matters, it will provide, all things being equal, including, of course, the intervention of the Almighty. I may get some rest, ultimately. But I'm not talking about permanent rest. I'm talking about rest whilst I am in this body, whilst I still have soul and body together. In other words, in this world as opposed to the other world. Let me get clear. I don't want to have to enjoy the fruits of my labor on the other side. I want to enjoy it right here with my people who I would have been able to make a contribution to their advancement. Any final closing comment? Because I see like you wanted to say something.
Kamala, I love you. And, you know, I believe in you. And I don't study them, but why ain't going to the White House? They want to get you sick. That is a trap. Ms. Kamala is a trap. You set up your thing in the right way, and in knowing that people could come and say, maybe I might come and say one of these days, you know, because he's my leader, and that is all I had to say. You know?
Yes, my friend, of course, have a wonderful rest of the night. Of course, we expected another member of the community to come out. Maybe he might have had a little butterfly, or he might have had some other mission to go on that might have engaged his attention. But that means, as it may, we are here to stay, and then therefore, of course, there will be other opportunities. Have a wonderful rest of the night. God bless, and don't forget, of course, tomorrow morning, the ground report, Andy, Mikey, and myself. And we will return, of course, tomorrow night with another edition of the Corridor Transformation.
We see on the news each day, human lives are blown away. Mothers and fathers crying, burying their dead and dying. How many more, I hear them say? Death is the highest price. Death is the total sacrifice. Yep.